Hi everyone, Vegas Film Critic here, Jeffrey Howard here with a eulogy and a heavy heart at the passing of Mary Tyler Moore, who was just a pioneer in women's television and as an actress for over 50 years. We lost her this week. And I just wanted to just give a little bit of a eulogy, just how important she was in the shape of television, the shaping of women and journalism and entertainment. She was a trailblazer. She really was. And, you know, the 1960s television, yes, it was a lot of fun, kooky stuff from the Munsters to Leave It to Beaver to, you know, it was just a decade of kind of like, you know, fun. It really was. And she had the Dick Van Dyke Show, and she was Laura Petrie. And here, for the first time, we saw a young couple, homeowners, a family. I mean, it almost mirrored real life. And Carl Reiner was just a genius behind the creation of the great Dick Van Dyke. But here was a woman who was an equal to her husband, you know, and all the kind of, unlike Lucy, where, you know, she was always being, I'm not trashing Lucy, I love Lucy, but in her situation, she was always getting into trouble, and it was just almost kind of like, you know, farcical. While in the Dick Van Dyke Show, it was all very realistic. And also she got to demonstrate her singing ability and her dancing and just that classic, oh, Rob. And I was watching the Dick Van Dyke Show just recently. I was going through all the different seasons because I just joined Hulu and they had it on there. So I started watching all of these. And one of my favorite TV shows of all time is the Dick Van Dyke Show. And also my favorite episodes of all time is when she gets her foot caught in the bathtub when they're out having like their second honeymoon, and she gets her big toe stuck inside the little faucet she was playing with the drip, and you never see her. You only hear her voice. So she's stuck in the bathroom in the hotel. It's one of the greatest episodes, I think, in television. I just love that. And then, you know, moving on to the 1970s, when she did with the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Not only is her production company, MTM, producing the show, but she was doing another character that was changing society and reflecting on society as a whole. Here she was a 30-year-old woman. She was single. She had a job of responsibility. She was a producer. She lived on her own. You know, she was really an independent woman, you know, that you didn't see in the 60s. I mean, so they're always wives, you know, vacuuming with pearls around their throat, you know, like Mrs. Cleaver. So it was amazing that the CBS was on top with all their television shows in the 1960s. They were known the Hooterville Network. They were the Hillbilly Network, and so they had shows like Green Acres, the Beverly Hillbillies, Petticoat Junction. All of these shows were on the top, #1 in their time slots. But when they came into the 1970s, the head of CBS just said, I think it was Paley, just absolutely cut them off, said enough is enough, we're moving into a new decade. And then we had shows about social change and awareness like MASH, Mary Tyler Moore, and All in the Family. So it just changed, and I grew up with that. You know, I'm a Generation X, but I remember my attitudes and morals and everything being shaped in the 70s by these shows, you know. And I mean, I loved as a kid Gilligan's Island and all those kind of crazy shows, but I had also was exposed to the shows like Mary Tyler Moore. I mean, who could fit the great Ted Knight, you know, Mary Lou. So Mary Tyler Moore is it's just a real sad passing. She was a true legend, and this is another one of my stories here. I collect autographs, so I remember writing to Mary Tyler Moore. I don't know if you can see that, and this is a picture that I sent to her, and she autographed that for me and sent it back. But look what she did. Not only did she sign this vintage photo that I got of her as Laura Petrie from the Dick Van Dyke Show, she sent this too. Now, can't see the microphones down here. So is that a class act or what? Look, she sent another photo. So it's real sad at her passing, but she leaves such an amazing body of work. And I haven't watched the Mary Tyler Moore Show in a long time. And I think there's some really classic episodes that I remember from Mary Tyler Moore. What was the one with the clown? Was it, there was one with the clown where they went to a funeral for a clown or something. He got squashed down by an elephant or something like that. There were just so many great episodes in that. That was the show that led the way for all the other shows, from Murphy Brown to, I could do a whole television history here. I love TV just as much as I love film. So Mary Tyler Moore, thank you so much for a wonderful career and wonderful experience. You're going to be missed dearly, but thank God we have all of your work for the future generations. I'm Jeffrey Howard. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you next time.